Good evening, everyone. Please speak at 222 XRP Future Millionaire with a side bet on X-Summon Future Digibyte OG. So, guys, we got a lot to discuss today, and I'm going to do a little more in depth today for a new special listener because they're all special. But when you guys reach out to me, it makes me happy. So, first, Bob. Yeah, Tom. Are you doing okay tonight? Because I got something special for you. Well, I don't know. Well, first, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Should you take my advice? Well, no, you shouldn't. Why not, Bob? Well, you're a douchebag. Well, Bob, I got something for you, buddy. Oh, it's great. I got to thank you, too soft. This first one I'm going to show you guys. Oh, get it out, douchebag. All right, Bob, you asked for it, so... I got UV2 Soft making me memes, and there's a bunch of them that he made me today, and this first one is great because it looks like Bob. If Bob was ever a Bob, this is Bob. Wow. So let's get to it. Don't listen to Bob. You're a douchebag. Join Tom's army. Wow, that kind of looks like me. Which part, Bob? Well, I think that's... Well, yeah, Bob. We know we got a good picture. Oh, and then somebody said to tell Bob about the bear traps. So I thought this was perfect. Did you read the sign, Bob? Warning, bear traps. For damage control, we advise join Tom's army. Just $9.99 a month. What a rip-off. Why is that, Bob? $9.99 for that? Wow, $9.99 for that bullshit? Sorry. When he sends me Bob stuff, it makes me laugh. Tom's Army standard issue when Bob talks. Oh, that's just insensitive. Sorry, Bob. What's that, Bob? You're an expert? Yeah, Bob. So, and then I wanted to see Lusanda. I really appreciated that comment, and very touching. And then Jason, I seen you you just started watching. I do have a lot of long far out predictions that XRP we're gonna see. Well, let me get into the charts. So guys, if you're new to the channel, I do next level technical analysis. What that means is I break it down in a way you've never seen. Real quick, we're gonna go run through the commodities. So you guys, if you want to watch, you gotta wait. So, but you're going to see things you've never seen before. The predictions I make are very accurate. People have tried for the 9.5 weeks I've been here to go back in my database to try to prove me wrong, and they can't. So, bottom line is, I'm not a financial advisor. You're a grown man and woman. You got to make your choice, and don't be a Bob. Well, I'm getting sick of you saying that, Tom. Well, Bob, then stop acting like a douchebag. Well, yeah? Douchebag. Alright, whatever. So, XRP. I'm gonna show you, fuck. I had so many... What the fuck was it? Damn it, I had so many people in my head names that I fucking forgot your name. Son of a bitch, I can't have that. This is how I remember my audience. This is your moment. This is how I've met so many people and, remembered them. Jason, that's it. Jason Abrams. So Jason, with XRP, we've gone back in the past, and I've shown everybody how I came up with my conclusion. We'll go back in the 3 hour. But I think minimum, Jason, we're going down to 65 cents to double bottom. But I think minimum, we got to go down to 45 cents. But I fear that we're going much worse than 45 cents. This is why I've circled it in the pattern. We started this pattern on a terrible basis down here at 28 cents. But this isn't even the worst. We can go back farther in the pattern even. Because technically the pattern started way back here. And this is where I have an issue. Look how perfectly the W is. We had a nice sideways and we just kept going. And then what? We literally went sideways all the way until we did this. So The reason why this is so fucked is because this is where we came down. After we made a big rise. After we went down to 12 cents. So then it becomes, well, maybe this is where we have to restart down here at 15 cents in a doomsday scenario. Or, which it doesn't even make sense, but let's just say we save face in this area and then we come up. Because we consolidated for so long. But now right here, right when we immediately jump up again, 30 cents starts off the same way. So we have to come back somewhere down here between 30 cents and all the way down where this line is, in my opinion. And I know this one is the one that scares everybody, my friend. But there's a reason I drew this down here. If we get some bullshit and Biden tries to do, the optics, which it's all bullshit, guys. I told you, I acknowledge that. But the average investor, the retail investor, has no fucking idea what's going on, is not going to know that. So they're going to sell out. We're going to have all this bullshit happen. And then if the government tries to get creative and they really have a game with XRP and Ripple, and they're doing this on purpose to get every retail investor out, they're going to make it look like a security, guys. So I'm trying to forewarn you because I have foresight, as you know, more than most. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to come out and they're going to make it seem like XRP was ruled as security, but in reality, it was only ruled as security to Brad Garlinghouse and Jeb McCaleb. And only if they sell their shares would they be able to be criminally liable and be charged with a felony for selling a security. But Jeb McCaleb, ironically, at the, end of September, October, I think October or November, he has no more XRP to sell. And Brad Garlinghouse, why the hell is he going to sell it? He doesn't need to sell it. He can use it as a store of value. He doesn't need to sell it. So when you look at the optics of it, Jeb McCaleb is not going to have any XRP to sell anyhow, so I don't have to worry about that. Brad Garlinghouse, I don't even have to worry about that either. But the bigger optics of it all, they're going to have that. But then it won't get relisted right away, but the exchanges will all be able to do it and not be charged with securities, and it'll be in law. XRP will already be ruled not a security except for those two people, but the optics of it in the mainstream will make it look like it was ruled a security, but we'll know different. That all goes into the chart in my doomsday scenario, guys. I may not break it down to you often, but that's what I think is going on. And as sure as I stand here, guys, this is what I'm talking about in this. If we can come back down with XRP, see how the W is kind of like a sideways? It's got a chance because it's got this W in the pattern. That's what I was telling you guys. When we came down, we were on an M, and this is what I'm fighting with right now. And now we're on a sideways and up in the 3 hour. If this comes back up and breaks 98 cents, there is a chance that those lines are in play that I drew. But with everything that's going on, I don't think the chart's going to do justice to the pattern. That's the problem. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And then you could just say, oh, well, the pattern, it came down and that's not really even a W, which, whatever, you can say that, but I'm just saying. That's what people are seeing right now, though, in the pattern. I have to look at what everybody else is seeing to know how they get there. To me, it just looks like a traditional double top. We don't have any volume. We keep sinking every level. Nothing to see, nothing to do. We're bouncing in between my two levels. And that's why I say, guys, Lewis, my lines are time-tested, Lewis. Okay, Lewis. Because how are we supposed to know if it's support or resistance, Lewis? And you'd be proud of me, Lewis. Because I even took out the 88-cent line, Lewis. Because I knew it had to bounce between 79 and 98, Lewis. Well, Tom, don't you think you're being harsh on Lewis? Bob? No, I'm not. What do you think about the Lewis lines? Well, why would they travel between the lines? Well, Bob, when you have a dead man's bounce, Bob's bounce, well, you can't call it that. Why not? You're not paying me royalties. Bob, are you... It's the Bob's bounce, guys. So when there's a dead man's bounce, and I say Bob's bounce, well, shut up, Tom. Bob, will you shut up? Will you let me get through this? I've already been on for how long? 10 gosh darn minutes, too fucking long. You're right, Bob, because this was supposed to be a quick update. But anyhow, you guys see what I'm saying here. So that could be construed however you want it. But we've talked about the down. But I don't think, because you got to be very careful when you look at this kind of stuff and you get into the weekly. Left side up, pretty straight. Right side has to have a little bit of structure to come down. But to me, it all points to that W at 30 cents minimum. It really does. I mean, even if you go into the monthly, you can't. There's not enough historical data yet. But I don't know. I don't know. Well, it looks good to me. What about this looks good to you, Bob? Bob, at least let's see if we can get some volume. So to answer your question, we could go way, way down. And I'm not liquidated for no reason out of all my holdings. And like I said, this is probably going to test this upper resistance. But I'm not going to enter, like to me, I wasn't going to enter a position after because I didn't have time to look at the charts. I told you guys where to get in at 78 cents, said it was a good spot. I even said 78 to 82 for some people that didn't want to wait until 78 cents. So when people say I didn't say it, well, yes, I did. And I clearly said it. And just like I clearly said earlier that if you wanted to take a gamble, you could, but I'm not. Because I'm already in a position where I'm comfortable. I've got enough money saved that I've saved on the way down, too, that I'm in a hell of a position. So unless I see some volume coming, I'm not going to fucking whip my dick out and try to get a quick wet one. Because what's the point? Chances are my dick's going to get chopped off. Like I said, do you have an exit strategy? If we were so bullish, why do we have less volume every time we go up to the next price level? 159, 149, 150. Hey, we had a big rally. We should have more volume. Nope. In fact, we're decreasing. This eventually is going to turn into a disaster because if you have no volume, you crash after a while. Think about it. This is Bob's bounce. So we're going to end it on XLM real quick. For Leganacle. Same thing, Leganacle. If we're going to take a gamble and we're saying that this is a sideways and up consolidation, which it looks to be right now. The problem is there's no volume. The structure shows it. But my God, it's so fucking brutal in the 5-minute even. Up there's no volume, 379. Down here, there's 393. We start going up just a little bit. And we're not picking up any extra volume than we were on the way down. We actually have, the only volume we have that comes in excess is a sell volume. But this is where you traditionally take that Bob's bounce, the dead man's bounce. Bob's dead bounce. Dead Bob's bounce. Or Bob's dead bounce. But, God, there's so much stuff. And then you look at something like this in the pattern. If that's a W, is that a W? Well, if it is and it went down and sideways, well, it's there's so much shit going on. Bottom line is it's a gamble. But, like I keep telling you guys, that pesky cup and handle could eventually come into play, which it has a couple times. And right now, that pesky cup and handle, if we're being honest, like I told you before. Oh, what do I think XLM for the new crowd? We have lots of things that can happen. But I was thinking sunny days. So, we're going to delete all this stuff right now. So basically, if you want to be honest, Leganacle and everybody else, like I've told you, you've got the 3 layers. One. You could even do a small mini one up here at 49 if it really wanted to. So we'll delete this one. But then, like some people think, we could get one more push up to finish the cup and handle. And this is what I was always pointing to, and especially with Dogecoin for a huge run. I just don't think this is possible, that's all. But technically one could say, if we had volume, that we come around, we have the cup, we have a handle, we can even have a ladle. You know, that's a traditional. And this is on all of them. And then you come up, and then you blow off the top, and then you come down. That's a traditional cup and handle. And if there wasn't all this manipulation, I might tend to agree. But with all this stuff that's coming out, and then even the news in China that, here, well, I can't even, I don't really want to show but Todd shared me it. It's not my YouTube. But, with China basically going to shut down, you know, they're going to, Bitcoin is, I don't even know how to say it without clicking on this. It's fine. You guys will be able to see this guy's YouTube at least. Not Todd, somebody else's. So, China's shutting down Bitcoin, XRP altcoins, and DeFi. So I gave your will take a big hit. But that's what I'm saying. If any, and I'm just saying that could very well be FUD. But the reason you share both sides, because if there's any part of that rumor that's true, that's how you get to my doomsday scenario. Would have come out before, but I'm just saying with a long sideways consolidation like this, the problem is with no volume, eventually this falls off and you got all the straggler volume right now. You need some volume surge to come in the positive direction. We've coattail. I mean, there's nothing. Even when we were on even when we're coming off of areas like this, we just crash. We got to come back down, and now we're picking up volume slowly, but it's only because we're going down. This could, I mean, if you're in a position right now, this could turn into like a 20, 25 to 50% gain, but it could also turn into a twice as bad situation than you were in before, because now you've lost even more of your portfolio before we get to the bottom, and that's going to sting. So you have to balance it with yourself. Is it worth putting at risk your portfolio, or are you comfortable with what you have? I'm comfortable with what I have, and I know where it's going. T-Speak 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XM and Future Digibite OG. Yes, this would be a gamble spot, like I said earlier. Yes, this would be a gamble spot, even more so when it was at 78 cents or when Dogecoin was at 32 cents. But if Doge is going to make this run, is 34 cents a bad spot? No, because we've seen how it's picked up. We've seen how it held its support. You know, that's what you have to consider. And likely, like I keep saying, I think it could make a run up to 37 cents. That's where I think it could make a run up to. But we also have to understand what we're seeing in the patterns. And eventually, if there's no volume, we're going to get fucked. And look, we're already going down to search for more volume. And we just got up to here, guys. Like, we just got up to this higher level. And now we're already starting to try to find... But we are waving some sort of a pennant flag. So, I mean, technically. I mean, it's not really, but it's a shitty one at that. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of stuff going on when they manipulate things. One last bull trap. What better way to sucker everybody in than bounce it off of 28 cents and go up to like 40, 43. Maybe 50, but I don't see it. But that's what I'm saying. We've shown all this. I've shown all this. I've even shown you what could happen if it goes down farther and where the next catch point would be. I couldn't have got much closer to 28 cents. And I even showed you guys where I wouldn't buy it. And how sideways consolidation would end up. But it's bouncing off of these levels. There's a reason why I drew those like that. This was where I need to know. Is it going to bounce up now? Because if it gets to the end of this and actually bounces up, well, that's where the sideways consolidation in my mind is about to end. So that's where I need to make my decision by. That's why I came on. Because it's technically doing what I said. In my own head. You got, you know, this is what I do on my own personal time. So, T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side banner XM and Future Digibite OG. I'll keep you guys updated. If you want to donate, links in the description. And if you want to join Tom's Army, links also in the description. Stay true, stay blessed.